In this video we're going to talk you through fitting HID, high intensity discharge headlights to your bike. Now these kits come with a hell of a lot of wires. Basically the bike I'm fitting it to is a 98 Fireblade. All I've done so far is I've split the headlight into two parts. Now you can do this by putting these in the oven at around 150 degrees for sort of 15 minutes just to soften this. This is like a mastic type glue, but it softens when it gets hot. Or you could try and use a heat gun on it and pull it apart that way, which is what I did with mine because it's already been apart before. Now the kit I'm using is a H4 bulb, H4 fitment type HID kit, available on eBay. I think these are around £35 per side because you buy them individually. Comes with everything you need: the projector, which is the part that goes in the headlight, the ballast, and all the necessary wiring. As you can see, it's a lot of wiring, and of course if you need two, which obviously you do, you have to double up on these, so it's two of everything. So £35 each, it's about £70 for the full kit. Made in China, but very good quality connections. Good quality cabling. There's a small relay on there as well, and it looks good. They also come with the angel eyes, the halo ring, and the devil eyes as well, which is the red. You can choose your colours, but I went for the red inside, and this is what this little inverter is for. That's for the halo and the devil eyes. So all sorts of look like a Christmas tree when it's finished. Because you've got a projector for your light, you don't actually need these reflectors on the headlight anymore. With this kit, as I say, this is a H4 kit, so this actually fits without having to drill any holes in any of your headlight. But like I say, there's a choice. You could either paint this reflector black and just have the projector in the middle, or you can leave it silver. Now I think I'm going to paint mine black, which unfortunately means stripping this down further and removing the reflectors. There you go, one reflector removed. Just removing the second one. You just basically undo the adjusters all the way and it will pop out the actual reflector. So there we are, both reflectors out. Now we're ready for some paint. Now as they're plastic, I've gone for some acrylic black plastic paint. Give it a good shake, the normal routine when painting anything. And of course, you know, I'm covered in fingerprints here, so make sure you rub off any. You obviously want a clean surface for painting. Also got a little bit of that mastic on there when I took it apart, so I'll get that off as well because that's going to look pretty ugly when painted. So we're going to use a little bit of the housewife's favourite, methylated spirits. The housewife's and the drunk's favourite, the hobo's favourite, methylated spirits. Here we go. Oh, that's scary. Now don't overdo it, it's a secret. Decided last minute to add some LED strips to the inside of the light, so I've got some little flexible, it's just clear coloured, so I've actually just sprayed it black so we can attach that inside the headlights and you shouldn't be able to see it, and I've just put a bit of tape over the actual end of the LEDs, so hopefully when that tape peels off that bit won't be painted and you'll just have the little white bits at the end showing through. That's the plan anyway. The LED strips are dry now, so now I'm going to fix these onto the bottom of the inner part of the headlight, and to do that I did think of glues and stuff, but I think I'm going to use some 3M double-sided sticky tapey stuff because it's bloody powerful adhesive, and I think it will be the best way to attach it, to be honest. So we're going that route. So we just have to peel off the backing, stick it on the bottom, do it in several little strips. So that's one side on, stuck. And I just sort of get an idea of where I want it. I think sort of in there like that. Looks pretty good. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, this stuff is tricky to fit. It's sort of a one-hit job. You can't pull it off and reposition it. You get one shot to get this in the right spot. Pretty good. Pretty good. And we can just tuck the wire down like that. And we'll drop the wire down behind. So let's do the other side. There we go. Pretty good, that. Screw this insert back in place. Okay, so there we are. We've got the black projectors fitted. We've got one of the back reflectors fitted. There's a projector. So now we need to install it. What comes with these projectors is this rubber backing piece, which I forgot to fit before, but this helps. This helps with your fitting. It takes up some of the slack around the back of the projector when you're putting it in. Be careful with your paint. You don't want to scratch your lovely workmanship at this stage. So slide the wires through. Make sure you keep that on the back of there. It's all very fiddly. There we go. All fits now. The wiring sits in that little recess. So you can see that. The wiring will sit in that little recess there at the back of the light. It will do once it's all screwed in. He says, hopefully. To get that facing down. Take your little ring. There's a little nodule in there which slides over that. Get your ring for the back, spin it down, make sure none of your wires are caught. And that rubber mount takes up some of the slack. So that's in there now. You can see the wire's all underneath. And you can even use the securing clip, bulb clip if you wish. And there's one fitted. Then repeat for the other side. Now for the other side, which I already did on the other one, you can see that's the actual bulb, where the bulb goes into the projector. And there's a little screw here that just retains that. So I guess if you need to change the bulb, if it blows for any reason, you can. So take out that tiny little bit. Don't lose it, and then the bulb will just slide out. Obviously different makes of lights will be different, but that is the way mine work, because you can't get this retaining screw off unless you take that off. Okay, so projector's fitted. Now I've just run my wiring for my LEDs just behind these little clips, and I've got some of this F6 cable sheathing, which does a really good job keeping all your wires neat and tidy and protected from rubbing as well. So when they're in this sheathing, you're not going to get any they're not going to be rubbing and working their way through the cable insulation and creating a short. So we're going to fit some of this. There we go. Look at that. That looks good. So we'll slide it right down. It's just a case of poking this through the end now. There it is. So now I think we're ready to actually fix the headlights back together. How's that looking? Pretty good, I reckon. Best way to put these headlights back together is to heat them up. See all this mastic, if we reheat them with said here heat gun, so you can put it back in the oven, but I'm just going to heat it. So this has been apart before. So that slid together really quickly there. I need to do the other side. And just press it back together. All the way round. Very good press. As you can see, everything solid in there. Nothing's loose. And there we are. So there is our LED wires. These are our angel eyes, and these are the angel eyes and the devil eyes here. This one is the high-low beam switching, for switching for high and low beam, because these are bi-directional, which means they can go on like a high and low beam. So when these are all wired up, I'm going to have them so they're both on for low beam, and then you flick high beam and they shoot high beam. Because normally these bikes only have the left hand light on when it's on low beam. Normally the CBR 900 doesn't. Normally has both lit, but I'm running the CBR 1000 engine in my bike and all the wiring loom from the 1000. So my headlights work like the 1000, which is just one left hand light lit on low beam. You go to high beam and the second light comes on. I don't want that. I want them both lit on low beam. And because these are bi-directional now and are high and low beam, I can switch back to that older method of having both lit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a separate switch in, so I can, when I first turn the bike on, I can have just the angel eyes and devil eyes lit, and then I have a toggle switch on the fairing to bring the low beams on, and then the high beams will work from the normal handlebar switch. So that'll be my plan. So that's the first part of the install done. That's the actual light cluster finished. What I'll do, I'm going to power that up in a minute and we'll check what my LEDs and that look like. That is the wiring fitted. I've put on my F6 sleeving. I mean, how that looks quality, doesn't it? Quality. And what I've also done is the two wires for the LEDs, I've extended those, joined them and connected them up just to these. So that will then go into the little light, the little third light which the bike has, and that'll be powered up, and they'll come on just when the ignition's live basically. So I'll put a proper connector on there and connect those up. The finished result, pretty good I'd say. Pretty good, quite happy with that. Like I say, the LEDs can be disconnected if you wanted. You don't have to have those. I can disconnect anything I don't want, but that'll be, obviously that's not the HIDs on, that's just the angel eyes, the devil eyes and the LEDs. But yeah, I like that. That looks good. I'm happy with that. That's a good result. Now if you hang around for part 2 of the video, I'll talk you through and show you how I wire the whole thing together to the bike loom to get it as neat as possible. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.